Marissa.
Hey, I'm Koi. We're from Every Piece Salon, and we're here to help you make your reservation. I think people nowadays have a lot of terms thrown at them, like balayage, and the correct way to say it, balayage, and ombre. So we're just going over this to help you guys figure out how much dimension and how much lift you want to have in your hair. So our first portion is our little dimension. So that's partial baby lights, partial highlights, and sun-kissed highlights. We're going to talk about partials. So partials, what we define is that the visible surface on your hair is lightened. So it's not that all of the whole panel is. So oftentimes when people get partials, they'll only get the top portion, so you'll be able to see the dark portion underneath, or they're natural.
I think a partial is a piece. So not the whole piece, just some of the piece. And I guess it just depends on the look.
That's true.
Could just be a money piece.
Would you say that partials could be touch-ups for highlights, or in between surfaces for highlights? Yeah.
For sure. Baby lights is micro sections of lightening the hair. It's a really blended look. There's not going to be harsh lines of contrasting.
The sun-kissed look is more bright and bold in the front or the face framing area, and as it travels to the back, it is a little bit softer and more subtle. So next is our dimensional colors, which are our full highlights, our full baby lights, balayage, and an ombre.
Highlights can be done in so many ways, but basically the lightened pieces are going to be throughout your whole head. The entire head's going to have highlights in it, and that's what's the difference between a partial and a full.
So what would you say is the difference between highlights and a balayage then?
The balayage is supposed to emulate being lightened from the sun, you know, painting on the bleach onto the hair. You're supposed to have like those fine brush strokes. It's supposed to look like a little girl who was playing in the sun all day. That's what a true balayage is supposed to look like. For that, I think it would be a lot more lightened in places that would have taken some time. So the highlights are not going to go all the way up to your head. That's the difference between a balayage. You know, someone's balayage or lightened pieces in the front may go a bit higher because the hairline is finer hair. It wouldn't take as long to lighten, but truly never to the scalp, because there's no way the sun could have lightened your hair as it grew from your scalp.
You would say that highlights is more of a, like, to the scalp, an intentional lightness throughout from root to end, where balayage is emulating a soft, natural grow out where hair is lightened.
Yeah, so traditional highlights would have dimension that could start from the scalp area, where balayage wouldn't start from the scalp because it couldn't be that light.
I feel like highlights and balayage definitely have a huge dimensional difference too, right? Like, you know, highlights are more strandy and balayage is more soft. Is that not true too?
I think that could be true, but it's hard to think of hair not being strandy. I don't know, every time I think about hair, it's hair strands.
Hair strands, yeah, that's true. Okay.
But you know, it is supposed to be a softer of a look. An ombre is a gradient color, which is darker at the top and lighter on the bottom. The bottom of your hair will all be lightened. There's not going to be left out dimensional pieces. It's going to be the whole thing. bam.
For us here in Ombre, it usually starts where the lightened parts are, at least from the ear down, so it gives it a soft natural blend. When it's too high on the ear, it doesn't look so good. So yeah, we recommend an ombre at least start at the ear, and if not, about the chin. Last is our blank canvas, which is basically a full bleach. We consider that a color makeover, full bleach, and platinum blonding. So that is when all of your hair is bleached, and then from there you can color it any way you want. You can even create a highlighted look because your canvas is blank. A color makeover is like full lightness. So every strand of hair is lightened, and depending on your desired results, we try to lift the hair to the maximum possible lightness it can go. And what's the difference between a color makeover and a bleach root is that for a color makeover, we don't apply the lightener on the scalp. So for people who have sensitive scalp, and we also put in a shadow root, so that gives it a softer grow out and an easier blend. You can definitely do that with the bleach root. If you do the bleach root, it does go closer to your scalp and does take a little bit more maintenance. So if you still have any questions, please call or text us at 517-1000. We'll be waiting for you.